Okay, hi guys. We are looking at your fifth period of work, and the topic that we're going to be focusing on is productivity. In your notes, you should be looking at, or for me, it's page 47. You're going to be within a minute, or sorry, within half a page to a page of that. Okay, so very quickly, what I want you guys to do straight away is to go into an activity, and in terms of the activity, what you guys have to do. Let me just play this. The first thing I want you guys to do is to watch this video clip. It will be posted for you in the chat. I want you to make detailed notes. You've got a bit of space on the bottom of page 49 and 50. So put in the heading, what is productivity and why is Britain so bad at it? Pause as necessary and make detailed notes. Okay, it shouldn't take you more than 4 or 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just in terms of productivity, remember what we're talking about. It's a measure of output from which we get from a given amount of factor inputs over a period of time. Okay, this is the measure of output we get from a number of inputs. In terms of the most commonly known phrase, in terms of productivity, we talk about labour productivity, which is output per unit of time. And to work that out, we divide the total output provided by the total number of people employed. An easier way of saying that, output per person, per time period, whether that's per day, per week, per month, per year. Okay, why is it so important? Well, higher productivity, if we produce more per person, firms will be able to pay higher levels of income to their workers and also achieve higher profits at the same time. If people want to be better off, okay, you have to produce more per person, and so this is important for businesses. Quick question for you guys. It's not going to take you more than 5 minutes. I don't want a lot of time spent on this, but you have this activity. You can see millions of tons of steel produced per year, which is in the bold bars of the diagram. I think we had a go at this question before, so this is a recap really. You have the line coming down, thousands of people employed in the steel industry. And question A, how could the data above be used to calculate productivity levels in the British steel industry? For 2 marks. And question B, explain why productivity may have changed in the British steel industry between 1989 and 2007. I don't want you to spend more than 3 minutes, 4 minutes maximum having a go at this. Okay, so pause the video now and have a go. Okay, let's see how you guys did. In terms of being able to calculate productivity, we know productivity is output per head. Well, we just need to divide the number of employees by output to get output per head. So a definition and a development gives you those 2 marks. In terms of explaining why productivity may have changed in the British steel industry between 1989 and 2007, really what you do need is you need points that are then developed. Okay, so it's 2 points, 2 marks really for any developed point. So first of all, you pick up that productivity has increased. Why? Because employment has fallen faster than output. Okay, so in terms of output, it's fallen, but not as fast as employment, so people must be producing more per person. And then really it's giving one reason for that. So the use of new technology, robotics, more automation means output per person will go up. Maybe a change in working practices. So given a specific example, so the specialization or division of labor I referred to in terms of assembly line production up in Panasonic and Pentwin when I went up there. Perhaps training people are more skillful and as a result can produce more per person. And obviously use the data. Second activity, take you straight into this. I want you guys to have a look at this Okay, you guys got to get used to using data. So 2 questions. Compare Britain's productivity rate with the other G8 countries. Okay, so you're talking about the world's richest countries, the ones with the world's biggest economies by and large, the exception here being China. Okay, and secondly, what do we mean by the term productivity puzzle? Okay, again, just pause the video and have a go. Okay, I hope you guys have had enough time to have a go. What would you have made of this? Well, there's a significant productivity gap between Britain and the other G7 countries, which you can get from this particular bar, on average 19%. We are below America by 38%, so 138 against the UK of an index 100, but above Japan by 14%. What do we mean by the productivity puzzle? Well, really, it's trying to explain why there is weaker productivity in the UK, particularly so, or made even greater since the credit crunch of 2007-8, despite rising employment. Okay, another second and last video for you guys to watch. Again, this is a good one, and what I want you to do is to make more notes on the UK productivity puzzle. Again, put the heading in one of the spaces at the bottom of page 4950, the UK's productivity crisis. Okay, make detailed notes as needs be. Okay, some quick points. Why does the UK lag on productivity? Well, first of all, we don't invest enough in this country in terms of capital investment, and so we don't have that many of our firms operating at the cutting edge of new technologies. Secondly, in terms of the credit crunch, that undoubtedly affected firms who wanted to expand. Though that's over, there's a legacy of that non-investment during that time. We also have a low level of research and development spending. We have persistent and deep skills shortages in certain industries, and also the quality of education and training is below that of a number of countries. And in some markets, we have relatively low levels of competition, and that means that firms that are dominant, perhaps monopolies, but sometimes markets dominated by just a few large firms, and that obviously can mean weak competition as well. 6, we've got low aggregate demand and spare capacity, and that means that actually what we're doing is we're underutilizing some of our resources. And also there's evidence that since the credit crunch of 2007, rather than letting staff go, what a number of firms did was they kept highly skilled and experienced workers, even though maybe the demand wasn't there, hoping that demand would pick up. Now, if you keep workers that you don't need, your output per person is obviously going to be lower. Okay, so an interesting point there. And also in terms of the British government not improving infrastructure, so this is our broadband, our fibre optics, our roads, our rail, our ports, our airports, not quickly enough, and as a result we don't have the infrastructure maybe to support higher levels of productivity. If we were to increase productivity, what are the key benefits? Obviously your average costs per unit are going to be lower. If that's the case, you may be able to reduce prices and improve competitiveness. Firms should obviously, if they're more competitive, have higher profits, and they should also be able to pay higher wages if workers are producing more per person. And obviously all of this is going to feed through on a broader scale into greater economic growth. Just a couple of evaluative points in terms of this. Many of the reforms to increase productivity come at a price. It may mean that there are higher taxes okay, it may mean that there is lower government spending elsewhere. Okay, so for example, if governments were to invest substantially in infrastructure, someone has to pay for that, or there's lower spending elsewhere. Okay, and obviously that it takes time as well. None of this is going to happen overnight. Very important point. Okay, and obviously also potentially it leads to less job security as well. Okay, last of all, running through key ways to increase productivity, greater use of capital, investment in the most modern equipment, automation, artificial intelligence, and so on. So both of those points cover themselves. What I would say actually is that in terms of technology, because technology is changing so fast, it's not just greater investments in technology, but it might be regular updates and spending in technology as well. Potentially, a key way in which to do this is obviously to improve your workforce in terms of training, ensuring that they've got the knowledge and the skills, coming up with new working practices. So again, perhaps specialization, perhaps a change in working production techniques. In terms of infrastructure, all the ones that have been mentioned to date to ensure that the economy can support greater levels of production and the distribution of that around the country, and that includes raw materials coming in as well as goods going out. And 6, making markets more competitive. Okay, so that's encouraging it, trying to lower barriers to entry into industries to ensure markets can be more competitive. If they're forced to be more competitive, for firms to remain competitive, they will have to be more productive. Okay guys, that is it for your 5th period work. Can I just say that in terms of productivity, this is a regular exam question. Please highlight that. Okay, it's something that you guys need to know. You've got to know what productivity is, how, why it's important, how to improve it, and you've got to know some detail about the productivity puzzle as well. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the videos and the lesson. Okay, see you next time.